Hello friends, how's everybody today? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee. I should say it feels like welcome back to 6,007,008 whatever days of lockdown. 2 weeks. I've been locked down for 3 weeks. Although I've been in here longer than that. This is my 5th week of being home. And yeah, I'm starting to go stir crazy. Only because, I'm always at home. I'm a homebody. But and I'm sure I've said it before, when you can't leave is when you can find 80 million reasons why you need to go somewhere. I don't need groceries. Hey, have you seen the shelves? Did I show you the shelves since my husband got them done? Oh, I just love them. And they're sturdy. I would wiggle, even with my finger, I'd wiggle my old shelf and it would jiggle. Just using my finger. This is sturdy. I'm loving that. Happy, that made me happy. So anyway, how is everybody? Did you like the spaghetti sauce? Oh my gosh. I got it in the freezer. I got like four quarts of it in the freezer, and I left a quart out because I've been, on my lunches and some dinners, I've been eating on it, and it's delicious. I love it. And I would have liked to put peppers, but I did have peppers in my stewed tomatoes that I used in it. But I would have liked to have fresh peppers in there with it, because those are good, but I don't have any in the fridge, and I'm not about to go to the store. And I've had people ask me, since I did that video, yes, we are literally on lockdown, and yes, it's true that she put somewhat of a ban on buying non-essentials. Our governor did. The only thing she wants you to do is leave your home to go to the grocery store or get medication. However, that's the big box stores. Okay, like I haven't even called my hardware, because we've got a small hardware here in town, but we've also got a Dollar General, and they've got more than just non-essentials, or than just food. So the store has to meet a certain size, and then like Meijer and Walmart and Costco and Sam's and stores like that, the big box stores up here, they can't sell anything except food. So they have to block off their aisles and all that. But my daughter called the small hardware in Manistee today, and she wound up getting paint, because she wanted to paint her kitchen. So she did buy paint, and she bought it, or she ordered it from the hardware, and they delivered it right to her house, which is probably maybe a mile away from where she lives. So yeah, we can still get non-essential items, but not through the big box stores. So, and I don't even know if the Dollar General in town counts. That I don't know. They've got a phone number, but it's constantly busy. I think they go to work and leave it off the hook, because no matter how many times you try to call them, they don't want to answer it, or it's busy. And I was diligently endeavoring to find rutabaga seeds, because I want to plant rutabaga seeds, and those are the only seeds that I did not get this year, was rutabaga. So I called Meijer the other day, and I sat on the phone for like 10 minutes waiting on hold, and all I wanted to know is if they got their seeds out, if they're selling seeds. This was before the order for non-essentials. because she did shut down our nurseries and everything. So, which, that's fine with me. I'm doing my part. Anyway, I called Meyer, and the gentleman gets on the phone, and you know, I asked him, I said, are you selling seeds? Do you have seeds? Is your garden center up and going? And you know what he said to me? He says, I'm not at liberty to tell you that, ma'am. You're going to have to come to the store. Are you kidding me? Did you just say that to me? I'm calling to ask you about seeds. We've got a pandemic. We have to practice social distancing. You got to wear a mask and gloves and go through all this. And people are sick. They want you to stay home. But you can't tell me if you got seeds. I've got to come to the store. I about went through the roof, friends. I said, you've got to be kidding me. How do you know? Somebody, they say that to people? How do you know that people are going to come in there with sick? I told him, I said, you want me to come into your store? I said, how do you know I don't got COVID? And he hums and haws and hums and haws, and he says, well, we got seeds. Go figure. Totally beyond me. I don't want to go into the store. I got a beautiful, wonderful friend, and she's a nurse. And every time she goes into Meyer or goes into Manistee or has to go to Travers or no matter what she's got to do, I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's probably a few other people that she calls, but she will pick up stuff for us, from Meyer. And then she tells me how much it is. I put the check out on the table. She puts the food on the table, takes a check, and away she goes. Well, the other day she got me chicken. And I thought, normally when she brings me stuff or whatever, if it's not anything that's got to go in the refrigerator, which usually it's not, I just leave it out on the step on my entryway for about 3 or 4 days. And then I'll bring it in and put it away because, of course, COVID or, anything ain't going to live on it for that long. I think they tell you 3 days max, leave your stuff sitting out. But it was chicken this time, so of course I can't leave it sitting on the step. But it was all packed. It was completely encased in plastic. So what I did is I put water in my sink, and I put my gloves on, and I grabbed the chicken, and I put the package and all right in my hot soapy water, and I washed all the outside of that package really good. I had 4 of them. Washed them all really good, rinsed them off, put them on my dish drain, and just left them sit there till I cleaned out my sink, sanitized my sink, took my gloves off first, obviously. Sanitized my sink all down, got everything cleaned out, and then I opened up those packages and I flung the chicken in the sink, put the packages in the garbage, and then I burned all the packages because I got a burn barrel and I can burn. I mean, I must be neurotic. I don't know. I got too much time sitting here thinking about how I can keep things sanitary or sanitized. So I got it all repackaged and it's in the freezer. And I just think my cheese must have slid off my cracker. And the time that I've been sitting in this house, doing nothing but worrying. Anybody comes around me and I'm like, stay back. I've been giving eggs away out the back door too, I'll tell you. I set them out on the table out there and I don't want no money for them, just take them. I'm not, it's not going to make or break me. I had 6 dozen eggs in my fridge. I don't eat that many eggs. So the little neighbor guy come over, one of the little neighbor kids, and he said, hey, my mom wants to know if we can put leaves in the hole, because, I got the big gaping hole in the backyard there. Yeah, go for it. Put the leaves in there. And I said, hey, does your mom want some eggs? And he's like, yeah, we could have some eggs. So I told him, I'm like, back up away from the door. Go on the other side of my Jeep, which is about 15 feet away. I opened the door and I put the eggs out on the table, shut the door, and it's like, oh, run in the house and wash my hands. wash my hands. Friends, I'm nuts. This needs to be over because I'm a homebody. I'm always at home. But the worry about this COVID and the fact that you really can't go anywhere, it's starting to weigh on me. Okay? I've got all my seeds in my greenhouse planted. Everything that can be planted is planted. What I've got left is bean seeds, and I just direct sow them. So my greenhouse is all done. I just got to water it during the day, water it once a day. My potatoes are planted out in the yard. I did the no-dig method again. I planted them in front of my greenhouse where we ripped up that sidewalk. So those are planted. My onions are planted. The chickens are fantastic. The rooster's crowing nonstop, morning till night, just like Rocky used to. I got to think of a name for this rooster now. But the only thing that I haven't done is build my raised beds, because I got more wood in the back of my Jeep for the raised beds, and clean out my front beds. So, but it's been too cold or raining. And today it was crazy because this morning I woke up and it was like, oh, good morning, Jesus, and thank you for a beautiful day, because the sun was out. The sun was starting to come up, and it was just beautiful. And, I got up, and of course I got in the shower right away. By the time I got out of the shower, it was raining. Okay? So I figured I'm just going to do my laundry today and wash my bedding and just putz around the house a little bit. Well, I went downstairs. It was raining when I got out of the shower. I got dressed and everything, did my hair up a little bit. So I took my laundry, stripped my bed, took my laundry all downstairs to start washing it. I come back up and it's flipping, blowing sideways snow. It's snowing and blowing so hard you almost couldn't see across the side street here. And the snow was sideways. It wasn't coming down, it was sideways. And then a little bit later, a couple hours later, the sun was out again. It's like the weather is as crazy as I am today. And I would just love to get in my car and just go for a ride, ride around the block, ride somewhere. I won't even go check my mail though. I called the village and I said, you know what, you'll get the water bill next month, because I'm not going anywhere. I won't go nowhere. I go out in my yard and I stay home. They have got me so worried about this. My parents and my daughter who's pregnant, and it's like, oh, yeah. I am so worried. My daughter, she finally, is off work for a month. My mother stays home. She only has a couple more treatments for her cancer, her immunotherapy. But I was so worried, almost to a full-blown panic that I was going to catch this, or my kids were going to catch this, or friends, it's just nuts. It's just nuts how when you're here by yourself, when you're by yourself and you don't have somebody to talk to, really, not but the four walls. I mean, yeah, I can talk to my family on the phone, but you know what? You hang up that phone and it's like the four walls staring at you. You start getting stir crazy, and I've never had this in my life. Never had this in my life. This stuff that's going on right now, I'm telling you what, it has literally rattled my foundation. And I just cannot wait for it to be done. And it's going to take a while. I know we're in it for a little bit of a haul, but oh man, I can't wait till it's done. At least we can lift some restrictions and, go somewhere. And I'm still going to be scared to go to the grocery store. I'm still going to be scared to go anywhere because I'm hiding my mother in her house, and like a lint ball, I won't let her go nowhere except to her treatment and right back home. But she's a cancer patient, and we all know what that would do to her. But I did see in the news where, what was she, 97? A little elderly woman, 97 years old, walked out of the hospital. She recovered. She did just fine. And I know 80% of the people recover from it. 98% recovery. I know. I hear all that. But my mother and my pregnant daughter and my sick dad. That's it. Anyway, on a good note, now that I've vented to you, 11:30 at night, I can't sleep. My mind's going 80 miles an hour right now. 80 miles an hour. Okay. But I'm so glad I did keep myself busy. I did force myself to do things. I cleaned up my freezer. Not cleaned up. I reorganized my freezer again. Just to make sure I knew what I had in there. Like, it's not going to matter. I'm not going to go to the store anyway. But I'll put my order in with Wanda. But one thing that I'm happy about is I do have everything planted in that greenhouse. And it's beautiful. Those shelves are wonderful. You've seen it in there. Stuff is starting to come up. It's going to be wonderful. Now, my mom and my dad and my sister-in-law, we got an acre-sized garden up at our tree nursery. And my dad went up there, and my stepdad, let me clarify that. He went up and plowed the garden up there. And then my mom was up there helping him in that. But then after they left, my sister-in-law and her husband, my brother, went up there and planted the potatoes. So I have to somehow get them the carrots, the carrot seeds that I got, and the rutabagas, not rutabagas, kohlrabi. I got purple kohlrabi. How awesome is that? So I got to get that to them so they can plant that, because they planted onions too. So we're going to have all kinds of stuff coming out of that garden. Perfect, because look at my canning jars. I will can every bit of it. I'll dehydrate it. I'll blanch some and freeze it. That garden is going to feed like 6 people. So what's growing in my greenhouse and what they planted in the garden is going to feed about 6 families in our immediate family. So, and what did they plant up there? I think I got 40 or 45 pounds of seed potatoes. I think 45, because I kept 5 or 6 pounds here that I planted. So they got about 40 pounds of seed potatoes up there that they planted, and 300-400 onion bulbs or onion sets. So we're good to go. I just need the rutabaga, and that'll still do good. When I called Pleasanton Valley, she said, even if you have to wait for the 1st of May, because supposedly our stores and stuff can open up back up the 1st of May, she said they'll be good. They'll be good to go in May. They'll be maybe a week behind. They'll be okay. And what else am I going to tell you? Other than venting about what's going on, not much. I think tomorrow I want to make a chocolate loaf cake. I hope you guys liked that video of the easy homemade bread. I should do a video, because you know what? Not everybody's got yeast in their pantry. So I got a beautiful bread recipe for no yeast bread. And I should do a video on that, because I think a lot of you could probably use that. I'm going to make some macaroni salad, but I've already got a video of my macaroni salad. So I'm going to make some of that and keep that in the fridge. And I'm just kind of taking inventory in my pantry. I got so much stuff, and I'm good. I don't need anything. And bless my friend's heart, every time she goes to Meijer, she calls and we put our order in. She's wonderful. Anyway, so when this is done, we don't know if we're going to get round 2 of this. So once this is done, get yourself ready. You know, just get yourself about 2-3 months worth of your groceries put up through the summer and be prepared, because if we get it again, it's obvious we might have to hunker down again for a little bit. Hopefully not, but it's not beyond the realm of possibility. Anyway, so I love my shelves. I've been working on a puzzle, trying to keep myself busy, keep my thoughts off it, which is merely impossible. You know, I don't watch a whole lot of TV. I try to avoid the news. Can't get my house much cleaner than what it is now. But I would love to be outside, but it's just too cold right now. It's only like, it was like 33 degrees today, but with the wind chill, it felt like 21. I don't want to go outside in that. That's all I need is to get sick, you know, get a head cold or something. That's miserable. So as soon as this heats up, and I don't think it's going to heat up a little until this weekend. I don't think so. I think it's going to be fairly chilly. So once it does warm up a little more, why then I'm just going to go out and finish breaking up my leaves and, you know, clean my front flower beds and little things like that. And probably in May, I know I got all the wood in my Jeep for my raised beds, and I got enough wood to do 3 nice 4x4 by 16 inches high. That's how the size I'm going to make them. So I got enough wood to do 3 of them, and I'm going to put 2 of them out here by my drive, and then the other one is going to go in my side yard over there. And I'm going to do those in probably the first week of May. So, and my husband, he's not coming back until May. And he's been out since, I think now he's been out since the beginning of June or March. So anyway, he's doing good. He's not sick, being very careful. He's been east to west, hauling groceries, hauling medical supplies. He called me the other day, and I am so disappointed with TA Travel Centers of America. Shame on them. Do you know that our drivers, just like the medical employees, our nurses and our doctors and all them, beautiful, wonderful people. I pray for them daily, and I literally salute them. Wonderful people. They're doing a fabulous job. Well, so are our truck drivers. They're doing a fabulous job to get the medical supplies delivered, the food delivered, and for those of you who are, you know, infatuated with toilet paper, they bring that too. My husband called me the one day and he says, "You'll never guess what I'm hauling." And I'm like, "Oh, don't tell me you're hauling toilet paper." I don't believe it. He hauled, what did he have? 12,000 pounds? 12,000 pounds of toilet paper was going to North Carolina. Anyway, back to Travel Centers of America. I'm disappointed with them. I cannot believe what they're doing. I mean, this is something they do every day. But in this pandemic, come on, cut our drivers a break. You know, cut them some slack. They're still charging them. My husband said no matter where he goes in there, he has to get a little bite to eat that he orders or gets out of the, you know, they give it to him. They don't give it to him, they sell it to him. He has to buy his coffee. Plus he has to pay to park. And he has to pay to take a shower. He said it was like $17 they charged him for a shower, $20-some they charged him to park. They wouldn't even give him a flippin' cup of coffee. They charge. Terrible. We've got the DOT officers are out there literally handing out sandwiches, and I don't know if it's through every state, but a few of the states my husband's been through, they've been giving out meals for the drivers because there's really not much of anything open for them, and there's really not much places they can park because of this pandemic. So the DOT officers are handing them meals, making sure these guys are eating. He goes and he fuels up at the Loves, and they always give him his coffee free. He can get free showers at the Loves, you know, whether he fuels or not. Oh, my cat, she's freaking out in the kitchen. Anyway, he can get free showers at Loves and the Pilot. They're giving him free coffee. He never has to pay for nothing. But he rolled into a TA today. They charged him for parking. They charged him for the shower. They charged him for coffee. And shame on them. The least thing they can do is give our drivers a fresh cup of coffee. But nope. Greed. I'm telling you. I never liked them when even out there driving. When we were out there driving, I would do my best to avoid those the TAs. I'm disgusted with them. It's like I saw on where was it? They're terrible. I don't care if they get mad at me. They're terrible. Guy that was in New York was getting gouged from a TA. I think he said it was a TA out there. But when we were going out to California one time, and we stopped in, we weren't in a big rush, so, you know, we stopped. We stopped in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and it was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We were exhausted, and we had enough time. We had an extra, 15 hours of cushion time under our belt. So we stopped there in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon, not a stitch of snow on the ground. We were the first row. We were in the first row there. It was the Travel Center of America, right there in Cheyenne. There's 4 of them there. And we went to sleep, and we woke up, I want to say maybe 2 in the morning, 1, 2, or 3 in the morning, somewhere in there. And the snow, a blizzard rolled through it. We slept right through it. But the snow was up over the hood of our truck. And they're not short. The hood of our truck, way up over the hood of our truck. We were the first in the row, and we could not even see the building. There was so much snow. Well, they wound up closing down I-80. But, you know me, even in the truck, I had a pantry. I had food in the truck. I had emergency water in the truck. I had everything we needed in the truck in case we ever was stranded anywhere, right? But we had to go inside to use the restroom. So when we went in there, there was the drivers were in line to get, they have a Burger King in there, Popeyes, whatever, Chicken Place, Burger King, Taco Bell. I don't know what out there, but I know that the Burger King was in there. And they were charging the drivers because I-80 was closed down, so we were stuck. You could not leave that truck stop. And not everybody's going to have a pantry in their truck. That's just a me thing, I believe. But these other drivers were there, and they were charging them $10 to $12 for a flippin' burger. I was just livid. $10 to $12, gouging them because they had no other place to go. I'm telling you, when people do that, they should just jerk their license right away from them, and you're all done. That makes me so mad. Menards got in trouble. Was it Menards in Holland? If anybody who's from Holland, Menards got in trouble for gouging. And did you hear? Oh gosh, I watched that. Where did I read that article at? I just don't believe how greedy people can be and selfish. Anyway, these 2 guys went around Kentucky and Tennessee just when this started to come out, this outbreak, when it first started, and they wiped out all the hand sanitizer. They hand sanitizers and masks, or was it masks? I think it was masks or gloves. I'm not sure, but I know it was hand sanitizer. They wiped them clean. All the stores between Kentucky and Tennessee, they took their van and they went. And they just raped every store they got near. So they had over like $40,000 worth of hand sanitizer, and I don't know if it was the masks or the gloves. All kinds of stuff. Anyway, they had over $40,000 worth of this stuff. And then they decided they were going to sell it on Amazon and for an astronomical amount. Well, they shut them down. So they wound up with, they spent all this money, $20,000 or $40,000. I think they said $40,000. They had a shit ton of stuff. They can't even give it away. They got fined. They got shut down. And I think they've got to donate it or something. They'll never be able to sell it. Nobody wants to buy it from them. That's what you get for being greedy. Terrible. And TA, shame on them. I was so mad. I have had so many people call me, or not call me, but email me and tell me how grateful they are that my husband's out there driving, and they pray for his safety, and they've got respect for him. And thank you, every single one of you that have sent me. Thank you. I worry about my husband, oh, so bad. I worry about him so bad. He just says, oh, it's just the flu. I said, no, it's not just the flu. I don't think they'd close America down for the flu. But anyway, he is out there busting his butt. Driving like crazy. And they have not had the greatest luck out there. They hit a deer, I told you that. But then, a lot of their terminals are closing because of COVID outbreaks. And then the terminal in Chattanooga got hit by the tornado. And oh, bless those people. I'm praying for you people in Chattanooga too. I am so sorry. You are all on my mind and in my heart. But yeah, he's been through there too. But all this weather going on, thank you, Jesus. All this COVID outbreak, my husband has been safe and he's not sick. He wears, his gloves. He does not have a mask. And I know when he went out to California, they said, you got to have a mask or you'll get a $100 fine. He said, where am I going to find a mask? I don't have a mask. Where am I going to find a mask at? So I told my husband, I said, you know what? You might look retarded. I said, but who cares? Wrap your t-shirt around your face and tie it. Tie it on your face. It's something on your face. It may not constitute a mask, but it's something, and you'll probably evade a ticket. And they said it was good enough. So he says, I'm telling you, that's just not right. He says, got a t-shirt wrapped around my face, a hat on, my glasses on, gloves on, and he says, I look like a bank robber. But he's doing good. And I think he'll be home sometime in May. So he's got, of course, you know me, he's got an air fryer in his truck. He's got a rice cooker in his truck. He's got a microwave in his truck. He's got a freezer in his truck. He's got a refrigerator in his truck. And he's got a George Foreman grill in his truck. He's got a freezer full of food. He's got a refrigerator full of food. He's got food in the cupboards. He's got everything he needs. He is set. The only time he really gets out of that truck, the only thing I don't have in there for him is a coffee pot. So he does go in and get coffee. And normally it's free. They give him free coffee. And that is just so nice, you know, just so nice. It's just the thought. That's the only time you use the restroom or go in for coffee to get coffee and in a shower. And I think this time when he stops, where's he going? I think he's going to Missouri. And I think when he stops in Missouri, he's gonna do some laundry, and that's it. Because normally he's home. He's only gone 3 weeks, and then he comes home. This time he's gonna be gone almost 2 months. So he'll have to do a little bit of laundry. But everything else is good. And now you know why I can't sleep. I tell you, my mind's going 80 miles an hour. It's crazy. But I'm not doing quite as many videos as I should be, but you know what? A lot of times when I want to show you a recipe, sometimes I want to go to the store and get some fresh produce. I don't have a lot of fresh produce left, and I don't have a whole lot of fruit left. I mean, I've got all my canned stuff. So I think I'm just going to be taking and doing some freezer meals. Now I want to do some burritos too, because I got the burrito, the wraps. And I want to do some bean, because I did get burger on sale here not too long ago. So I want to do beef and bean and cheese burritos. And I think I'm going to do a video on that. So, but I don't have, what is it? Sour cream. I got salsa to put on them, but I don't have sour cream right now. And that's all right. You know, I might do a few videos on just strictly pantry meals. I can do it. I got a lot of stuff in here. And, oh, my jars just sparkle, don't they? I just love it. My tomatoes are getting down. I'm going to have to do a whole lot of tomatoes. I got like 25, 30 tomato plants for my garden here. And I bet you I got about 75 to 100 tomato plants for the farm garden. So we're going to be good. We'll be good with tomatoes. And we might still have to buy some, because everybody in the family, they use my, I canned tomato soup, tomato juice, stewed tomatoes, whole tomatoes, tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, salsa. We can all that. So we're going to have a lot of tomatoes. And last year I canned all my tomatoes, and I think we bought an extra bushel. Yeah. And all I've got left is, it's right behind me. It's just maybe one full section of shelf full of tomatoes. That's all I got left. So, and oh my gosh, I can't wait till this is done so I can get my crop cut. My hair, who was it on there? I said, because the last video I was in, my hair's just a disaster. It's long, and you know, I wake up and it's taking on a new direction. But she said her husband cut her hair. And I thought, oh, I would never let my husband cut my hair. But if your husband cuts your hair, now my dad can cut hair. He can do a pretty good job. But if my husband cut my hair, I'd be bald. But I'm sure she looks perfectly fine. No, I can't cut my hair. My hair is going to be long, and you know, if it gets too bad, I'm just going to have to find a babushka and put something on my head, because it's going to make me crazy if it gets any longer. It's already starting to get in my eyes now. Or I can use one of my granddaughter's barrettes. I don't really care. I'm not out for a fashion show, so you know what? Who cares? As long as I'm comfortable, I can whip a barrette in my bangs and it'll be all good. But if I was to cut it, no. We won't go there. That was funny though. She said her husband cut her hair because they can't go out anywhere either. That would be a cute thing. But I bet whoever, I can't remember what her name was, but I bet she's still beautiful. Anyway, so you know what? I've babbled on enough. I'm going to get off here and start thinking about winding down for a good night's sleep. And I have these nights quite often. Literally, I do. No matter what time, I'll be up. You know, probably 6 o'clock. And it's like the other night, I couldn't fall asleep till about 1 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock, I was up. But that's worry. That's worry and stress. And I'm starting to calm down. It just takes me a while because, friends, let's face it, I'm a big weenie. And I get worried. I'm a worrywart. I'm a weenie. I cry. I get upset. You know, it's just the way I am. I wear my emotions right here on my sleeve. And I have cried till I thought my eyes were going to fall out of my head over this pandemic. So I'm slowly getting a grip. Slowly getting a grip. So I will get back into the swing of things. It's just going to take me a minute. So anyway, I'm going to go. And my cat's out there screaming at me because she sleeps at the foot of my bed. Well, here she comes. You want to see the kitty? Come here, Charlie, baby. Come here. They want to see you, Chubby. I washed my table, but there's Charlie. There's the chubby kitty. She's the one that her little transmission drags. That's Charlie. She's laying down on the floor now. She rolls over with her feet in the air so I can pet her. And friends, I never usually let her on the table, but I wanted to show you Charlie. She's funny. See, watch this. Oh, nope, she's gone. Anyway, friends, you have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.